Bristol night race time. Last week's winner, Kyle Busch, on the pole with Eric Jones starting second. Row 2, John Hunter Nemechek and Tyler Reddick. Row 3, Zane Smith, Jimmy Johnson. Row 4, Chris Buescher, Christopher Bell. Then rounding out your top 10, Ricky Stenhouse and the man with 5 straight top 10s, Cole Custer. Here's where the rest of the field will start. Should be a really fun one here at Bristol. 30 laps. Stage 1, 7 laps. Stage 2, 7 laps. Stage 3, 7 laps. Stage 4, 9 laps. Let's get the other channel going, shall we? It's Bristol time. Kyle Busch, championship contender, and last week's winner on pole with a sneaky championship contender, Eric Jones, starting second. 2 more championship contenders in row 2. You got John Hunter Nemechek and Tyler Reddick. Row 3, Zane Smith and the championship contender, Jimmy Johnson. Row 4, Chris Buescher and Christopher Bell. Then row number 5, Ricky Stenhouse and Cole Custer. Here's where the rest of the field starts. 30 laps here at Bristol. Stage 1 is 7 laps. Stage 2, 7 laps. Stage 3, also 7 laps. And Stage 4, 9 laps. All right, here we go at Bristol. We're green at Bristol. To the line, Kyle Busch leads at the line. 2 wide behind for second. Busch and Smith all clear, then they're 3 by 3 for third on back. On the outside, here's Todd Gilliland looking for the lead. But Busch takes it back. Zane Smith dives up the inside. Side by side for the lead, beginning lap 3. Now Busch has it, and he's going to be challenged by Chris Buescher. Chris Buescher looking for the lead. Stenhouse and Nemechek go to the outside. Buescher falls back. Kyle Busch takes the lead again. middle comes Chris Buescher. Gil Stenhouse, Bush, and Buescher. 3 wide for the lead. Bush moves up the track. Stenhouse gets kicked out wide. No, he doesn't. He's still in line. Smith and Hamlin get shuffled out. As we begin lap 5. Here comes Christopher Bell. Bell takes the lead. Followed by Buescher. Two to go on the stage, and the lead goes to John Hunter Nemechek. Bell fights back. Van Gisbergen looks high. Briscoe fighting in the middle. Van Gisbergen to the high side. Two to go on the stage. Van Gisbergen and Elliott side by side for the lead. Van Gisbergen out in front with Elliott and Castroneves behind him. Here comes a big push for Elliott up the middle. Give the lead back to the 9 as we head to the final lap of stage number 1. Van Gisbergen looks inside. So does Chase Briscoe. Final lap of stage 1. Van Gisbergen sideways, and Gillen goes around in front of the pack. Hey. That's going to take out numerous championship contenders. Caution comes out to end stage 1. The Chases will lead the way. Gilliland around. Hamlin. Castroneves. Stenhouse. Van Gisbergen. Barry. Big crash, and that takes out 2 main championship protagonists. Denny Hamlin and Shane Van Gisbergen will not score points here at Bristol. So we'll see who will. Chase Elliott wins stage 1. Then Chase Briscoe gets a huge amount of points in second. John Hunter Nemechek, Tyler Reddick earned big stage points. Zane Smith gets 5th. Kyle Busch with big stage points up to 6th. Bell 7th, Buescher 8th. Austin Dillon 9th. And rounding out your top 10 is A.J. Allmendinger. He gets points. Suarez 11th, Chastain 12th. Ty Gibbs 13th. Connor Zilich 14th. Jones 15th. And Johnson, Custer, Blaney, Cindric, Keselowski, Dillon, Wallace, Logano, Gregson, Byron, Larson, Haley, and Bowman. Let's get the stage results done. So now let's get the finishing results. Coming in last is the 34 of Todd Gilliland, finishing 34th. A rough go for the 34 crew this year. Denny Hamlin with a big DNF, 33rd for the 11. That is not good for his championship hopes. Shane Van Gisbergen, 32nd. Also a big hit to his championship hopes. Josh Berry, 31st. Elio Castroneves, 30th. He still does not have a top 10 this season. And Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who's had a rough year, he finishes 29th. All right, here we go. Stage 2 begins on lap number 10. Chase Elliott, Chase Briscoe lead the field back to green. Even restart. Looks like Elliott's now pulling ahead. There's a third line beginning to form. So many cars moving up high. Elliott and Briscoe still side by side for the lead. Chaos, though, right behind them. Oh, big momentum shift. Jones shuffled, Custer shuffled, Gibbs shuffled. Briscoe will stay in line. Elliott made a hell of a save. We begin lap 11. Smith in the lead, followed by Busher and Elliott. Here's a push on the outside line. Ross Chastain leads the outside line. Up the middle, Chase Elliott. Draws even with Zane Smith. 3x3 for the lead. Bubba moves high. He gets shuffled, as well as Briscoe and Reddick. Oh, big save, Ross Chastain. Car's getting sideways. Sideways go a bunch of them. Noah Gregson makes a heck of a save. Wow, I can't believe that what just happened. Everybody held on. And it's a big single file line right now on lap 12. Zane Smith in the lead, followed by Busher and Elliott, with Bush and Logano rounding out your top 5. Cars move to the outside line. Chase Briscoe, Ross Chastain, Daniel Suarez, Kyle Busch, Christopher Bell. Bowman moves low. Nemechek moves low. We begin lap 13. 2 to go on the stage. Smith leading Busher and Elliott. shove on the outside line. Big shove on the bottom, though. For Smith, Busher, Elliott, John Hunter. Bowman moves low. Elliott moving high with Smith. Battling. Final lap of the stage is now. Gregson shuffled. Still Smith. Then Busher. Logano fighting for second as Elliott and Reddick get shuffled out. The 9's a strong car, but it looks like he's not going to get stage points at the moment. Here they come to the line. Smith in the lead, followed by Busher. Logano fighting for third. Logano up to second, now back to third. Here they come to the line. Busch moves high. So many cars moving high. Busch, Bowman, Wallace, Bell, they all get shuffled out. It's Zane Smith looking for the stage victory. To the stripe, it's Zane. Zane wins stage 2 with Chris right next to him. Haley, then Ross, then Joe Wog, Noah, Briscoe, Reddick, Elliott, and Busch. So the 9 does get stage points. I believe the 45 was shuffled out with them. They get stage points. But not what it could have been. As we'll go to stage 3 and restart on lap 15 of 30. All right, here we go. Stage 3 begins at the halfway point. Here at Bristol, Zane and Chris lead the field back to green. Justin Haley trying to peek. 3 wide middle. He's going to get there. Haley up the middle, 3 wide. So many cars getting shuffled. One of them's Tyler Reddick. The 48 got shuffled. The 3 got shuffled. The 42. The 12. The 41. The 10 and the 6. All the cars in the back. 3 by 3 behind the top 5. Zane, then Chris, then Joe Log, Ross, and Briscoe. Your top 5, then 3 wide behind them. Cars moving high, cars moving low. Where do they all go? And Noah's going to be turned. Noah gets turned around in front of the field. Who's this all going to take out? Caution comes out on lap 15. Let's see, Noah championship contender, Chase. Bubba, C. Bell, Ross. They get taken out. As well as Suarez. Elliott, Noah, Bubba, Jimmy, and Jones. So they are all taken out. Some heavy hitters taken out in this one. So now we'll line up the field for the lap 18 restart. You got Zane and Joe Log in front, then Chris and Haley, Briscoe or Chase and Bush, Larson and Cindric, who's now in the top 10. There he is. Willie B and Gibber. That's the top 10. Alright, now we gotta update the results. See, Eric Jones got taken out. He'll finish in 28th. Not what he needed. After 2 straight top 5s. Then his boss, Jimmy Johnson, gets 27th. '26th for Bubba Wallace. '25th for championship contender Noah Gregson. Once again, strong car for Chase Elliott, but he's taken out in a wreck. 24th for the 9. Daniel Suarez, 23rd. '22nd for his teammate Ross Chastain. The only Trackhouse car left is Connor Zillich. That is shocking. But 22nd for Ross Chastain, and then Christopher Bell, 21st. He had 2 straight top 10s, and that's a speed bump for the 20 team. All right, here we go. Lap 18 of 30. Zane and Log lead us back to green at Bristol. Even jump. Now Zane takes the lead. Bush shuffled, as well as Cindric, Gibbs, and Blaney. 4 championship contenders to the back. 38th for the best car all night long. Still out in front. Allmendinger shuffled as well as Zilich. Dillon shuffled. Custer shuffled out as well as Briscoe. Lap 19. Zane, then Chris and Log. It's a Ford party at the front. A bunch of Chevrolets up here. Ironically, they're all from Hendrick, and then the Spire Chevrolet of Haley. Zane gets a push from Chris. Looking high is the 17. Here's Busher for the lead. Busher moves high. Lap 20. The 17 out in front. And Haley nearly gets turned. Haley hangs on. Log pushes Chris out of the way. Side by side for the lead. Now Zane takes it back. Final lap of stage 3 ahead of us. Joe Log on the outside. Big run for Joe Log. He takes the lead. But Zane fights back with Willie B pushing. Give the lead back to the 38. Zane looking high to block Log. Byron gets moved out of line. One more. Lap to go in the stage. Bowman makes a third line. Look at the run Alex has. But it's all Zane right now, and now here comes the 48. The 48 and the 38, dead even. Alex and Zane, who wants it more? Here's a championship contender rising to the occasion on the outside. Kyle Larson looking for the lead. Now the 48's got it again. The 48 in the lead. Byron pushing. Here's Larson. Alex in the lead. Can Byron do anything? Yes! Byron gets to the inside. Here's Larson. Custer shuffles out Logano to the stripe. It'll be dead even. But to the line. Bowman gets the push. And he'll lead a Hendrick 1-2-3 across. For the win in stage 3. Bowman, Byron, Larson, Chris, Zane, Brad, Haley, Ty Dillon, John Hunter, and Cole Custer get stage points. Joe Log, who was one of the 3 leading cars the whole stage, didn't even get a stage point. He comes up a spot short in the stage point department. Big stage points for the Hendrick boys. As well as John Hunter and Cole Custer. The Penske contenders, Cindric and Blaney, just cannot muster up anything right now. So here we go, stage 4 time. Here we go. Stage 4 at the Bristol Night Race is green. Dead even restart. Now the 38 moves high. The 38, moves low. Ty Dillon and Cole Custer are shuffled out of line. The 48 and the 24 side by side for the lead. the Hendrick boys, side by side, with Chris Buescher and Brad Keselowski there. Hendrick and RFK at the front. Kyle Busch shuffled out of line. Zane shuffled out of line. So is Tyler Reddick. Oh, Justin Haley nearly gets turned. Lap 23 starts. And once again, so many championship contenders in the front, but Kyle Busch and Cole Custer, they're going to lose out on massive points. Alex goes high. He may get shuffled. No, he stays in front of the 24. Haley and Alex side by side, the two drivers that were in a photo finish at Vegas earlier this year. Haley lost that finish, but now he leads at lap 25. Still a long way to go, and Justin Haley gets shuffled, as well as Willie B. And look who that puts into the front. Here's Joe Log, with help from the 48 of Alex. Or that's not who's pushing him, that's who's racing against him. Alex versus Log for the lead. Give the lead back to Log with Gibbs up here. Kyle Larson up the middle. Here's Kyle Larson looking for the lead. Oh. RFK boys get kicked out of line. Log in front. Followed by Gibbs and Larson. As we begin, lap 27. 4 to go. A bunch of contenders for the championship up in the front. Gibbs, Larson, Reddick, as well as John Hunter, Byron, Chase, Alex, Cindric, along with Blaney. They're all up here fighting for this win. This could determine a lot for the championship. Joe Log leading the way. The RFK boys going high, helping the 48's line. That also is helping Cindric out. The 48 with a big charge. Alex up to Joe Log. Cindric now leads the outside as the 48 drops to the middle. And Cindric is now 3 wide for second. Coming to 3 laps to go. Win number 20 could happen tonight for Joe Log. Ty Gibbs moves high. Ty Gibbs moves high and shuffles the 2 out. He may shuffle the 48 out as well. He didn't. He only got Cindric, but they're 3 by 3 for the lead. Alex, Gibbs, and Joe Log, 2 of them fighting for a championship. One of them wanting their first win in years. Here's the 48 to the lead, followed by the 17 of Chris Buescher. He hasn't won in a while. He'd love to add his second win at another milestone race. And here he is to the outside, looking for the lead. He's sideways with Ty Gibbs. They hang on. Unbelievable. How did they hang on? 2 laps to go at Bristol. Oh, Brad shuffled. Here's Gibbs and Log, 3 wide to the outside of Alex again. It's going to be one hell of a finish. Here we go. Can we make it to the white? Ty Gibbs into the lead. Here's Joe Log with the push. Joe Log looking for the lead. John Hunter, who won at Bristol earlier in the year. He's pushing the 54. Here's Gibbs to the outside. Gibbs to the lead again. Dylan shuffled. Gibbs shuffled. Log. John Hunter. Tyler Reddick is here. Final lap at Bristol is now, and John Hunter gets kicked to the curb by Cindric. That was a big move, but look at this, an even bigger move. Tyler Reddick to the outside of Joe Log. Reddick hasn't won in years. Joe Log hasn't won in years. Austin Cindric has never won. Same with Justin Haley. They're all in the front. And then you got a two-time winner in Bowman. That's the top 5. Here we go. In the 3. Reddick is ahead. Joe Log back on the inside. Here's Cindric trying to get his run going. Joe Log to the lead. The 48 goes low. The 48, Alex goes low. Gibbs gets shuffled. Willie B gets shuffled. It's Reddick in the lead. 19 moves high. 17 moves high. 3x3 to the stripe. It'll be a photo finish. It's going to be number 20 for Logano. Finally, Joey Logano back to victory lane. So close for Tyler Reddick, but huge points gained for Reddick. What a finish here at Bristol. Chris Buescher made it 3 wide for the win, and then his line fizzled out. But he'll get a respectable 5th place finish. But Joey Logano finally wins again for win number 20. Kyle Larson, Justin Haley, Chris Buescher in the top 10. John Hunter gets a top 10. Huge for him. Ryan Blaney beat Austin Cindric. Did he beat Austin Dillon? The answer is no. Well, wait. Hang on. Actually, yeah, he did beat him. Blaney got him. Blaney gets 7th. Austin Dillon 8th. Great run for the 3. They needed it. Chase gets 9th. Brad takes a top 10 from Cindric, who has to settle for 11th. 12th for the 48. I thought when Alex and Willie B got shuffled out, and so did Gibbs, I thought Joe Log was done for. But no, he pulled him through and won it. Zane, Kyle Busch, Cole Custer, and Kyle Busch didn't finish. And look at this. Connor Zilic finished the race. You don't hear that too often. And he was the only Trackhouse car to finish the race today. What a crazy race this was. But for the 20th time in his career, Joey Logano will do burnouts. And finally, his first in a next-gen car. Not even in the Shell Pennzoil car. It comes in the Auto Trader car. What a win for Joe Log. Joey Logano finally in victory lane again. The 22 is back. Penske has a second car in victory lane. Their 3rd win of the year. 2 for Blaney. 1 for Joey Logano. Still none for their best driver this year, Austin Cindric. But I don't think he really cares because he's got a championship to fight for. Winning would be nice for the 2, but it's not his day. It's his teammates' day. It's Joey Logano for the first time in years. Thank y'all for watching. See y'all later. RV out. Peace.